Am I the only one that's tired about how much fast food costs now? Since 2014, fast food prices have increased by 60%. And one of the most expensive places out there is the US burger chain Five Guys, with the average meal costing over $20 in 2024. But that's just the average. And since Hawaii is the most expensive US state for food, Five Guys costs more there. So I decided to fly to Hawaii and for 7 days only eat at the world's most expensive Five Guys for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to truly see how expensive it can really be there. And yes, this is all just a giant excuse to be able to film a video in Hawaii. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. After a long day of travel and neck pain, Bill and I checked into our Airbnb for the week. That view doesn't suck. And we experienced some Hawaii things and rested up before the big day tomorrow, aka my first day of doing another completely unnecessary weekly eating challenge. Now, Hawaii only has 3 Five Guys locations, and they're all on the island of Oahu, the island we're staying on. And it made more sense to stay on the island where the Five Guys were versus another island where the Five Guys weren't. Five Guys are open everywhere in the United States from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., which will definitely make it more challenging to consume 3 meals a day in that time frame. But some idiots got to do it, so it might as well be me. On our way there, I beat Bill 3 games to 0 in pickleball. Get absolutely wrecked, Bill. And after seeing the restaurant in all its glory for the first time in Hawaii,
there it is. Whoa! Whoa! What?
I couldn't wait to have Five Guys in me all week.
Hey, yo!
No, like that's the name of the restaurant.
All the food you could be eating. And this is what you paid.
This is where we're going. I'm such an idiot.
For my first of 21 meals at the world's most expensive Five Guys, I got a double cheeseburger, a large fry, and a regular soda. And it only costed me the affordable price of $26.57. On one hand, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get absolutely wrecked by Five Guys this week.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
My inflection there wasn't good. But on the other foot, this is why I came here. It proves the video title is not clickbait. Hooray! Also, I realized that a little cheeseburger is just a cheeseburger here, and a cheeseburger is actually a double cheeseburger. So yeah, a little confusing, Five Guys. Thanks a lot. The Coke Freestyles at each restaurant can have super weird drink combinations, so I started out getting a peach Coke, and honestly, it might be one of my favorite soft drinks I've ever had.
It's good. I don't know. It's whatever.
Now for the meal. The cheeseburger was on point as always. The fries are very good, and the store let us know that they got the potatoes from Sugar City, Idaho, which is very far away from Hawaii. Getting a large fry was an absolute rookie mistake, though. I forgot Five Guys doesn't know what sizes are. The large fry can feed a family of 6. I'm not complaining here, though. It's more food is good. Overall, an excellent first meal. A little bit greasy, but excellent regardless. Worth the $26.57? Hell no. Bill liked it more than me because my dumbass decided to pay for his meal as well, so he didn't feel the financial repercussions of it. Now, as we leave the Five Guys, I don't want to break any news for anybody that doesn't know, but fast food isn't particularly the healthiest for you. Yes, I know, shocker. And because we're in Hawaii and we want to enjoy our time here, and because it takes 30 minutes just to get to Five Guys, I gotta be creative and burning calories this week. So we decided to hike the famous Diamond Head Trail overlooking the city of Honolulu after the first meal. The videos don't do it justice. It just looks like one of those Google stock images that you dream about going and visiting one day, and then realizing that, oh yeah, we're doing that right now. Actually, this is not Google. We then went back to our spot to cool off at the beach before heading out for lunch. Now, my side quest this week is I've always wanted to learn how to surf, so tomorrow I will start on that mission. We then headed out to a different Five Guys location that was near the northern side of the island. We did that because I was joining the North Shore Run Club for their run tonight, and I wanted to go to a location on the way. Unfortunately for us, there was a lot of traffic in Honolulu, and as a person from Northeast Ohio who can't stand being in traffic for more than 3 minutes, I was very impatient. So we'll see how this week goes. Wasting a lot of time in a car when I could just be on the beach in Hawaii instead.
Just traveled 52 fucking minutes for this Five Guys.
So after 1 hour of driving, we got to the second of 3 Five Guys locations in Hawaii just so I could order a hot dog. But wait, not just any hot dog, a cheese dog. Also, I got a strawberry Dr. Pepper, which was weird, but it was good. Okay, I know, this is stupid, I know, but at least the price was reasonable. $14.90? How does one charge those prices? The owner of Five Guys better be feeding me my hot dog like a choo-choo train at that point. That's ridiculous. But anyways, the hot dog was really good. I mean, it better have been for nearly $10. They cut it in half, which looks kind of weird, but the flavor was there for sure.
So people get really mad at me.
Wait, what did you just do?
People get really mad at me because I just eat it like this.
What? I don't think anyone does that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
And Bill's challenge this week is...
Bill, you gonna do a 24-hour challenge today?
I think I am.
So Bill is gonna eat all 3 meals today with me. And he's currently dying. He's been burping and farting all day.
So he's already 2/3 of the way there. Congratulations, Bill.
I'm glad you picked this one. I think this one will taste really good.
F off.
We then drove up to the beach I was meeting all the North Shore Run Club people at, and I was by far the least fit person there. Obviously, if you've seen what I eat on this channel.
Do I look like a fit in, or is it like, is it because of this? Or the physique?
It's the bod.
Everybody there just looked like they were in incredible shape. Why is everybody in Hawaii in such good shape? Many of the people there were training for the Honolulu Marathon while I was just there to burn off some of the Five Guys. Today's run was a 3-mile race in preparation for that marathon. So we started off doing a 1-mile warm-up, and I was already not starting to feel great, to be honest with you. I had 2 Five Guys meals in me, so that's 10 guys in me right now. Huh? My goal was to not finish in last place, so as long as I did that, I would not feel so ashamed of myself. We then started the most scenic race of my entire life.
I'm not trying to get last place.
And I ran my first mile at a 6-minute 57-second pace. A great pace for me, but I also felt like I wasn't gonna be able to keep that pace up. I mean, like, listen to how heavy I was breathing. But on my second mile, I somehow ran at a 6-minute 56-second mile pace.
I'm not doing great. I just burped up a hot dog.
My guess is, like, if you know me, I'm just a competitive dude in literally everything. So the fact that I was running against people and not just myself kept the competitive juices flowing and made me go faster. And by the time I hit the final lap, I was cooked medium well, like every Five Guys burger I've had. But then I remembered my favorite inspirational quote to help me keep going the rest of the race. Don't be a fucking coward. And I finished the 3-mile race at 20 minutes and 46 seconds, an average of 6 minutes and 57 seconds per mile, the fastest I've ever run 3 miles at once. And I also finished top 15 out of the 50 runners there, according to Bill. I'm not really sure, but it does make me look better, so I'm gonna just say that it's true.
That's the hardest I've ever ran in my entire life. That was hell. I'm really happy I did it. Look at everyone else and look at me. Everyone else is not breathing heavy.
So the moral of the story here is make sure you eat Five Guys an hour before you do a 3-mile race. Just kidding, don't do that.
That's gonna be a meme right there.
And at this point, I've probably burned off the 10 guys that were in my stomach, so it was time to replenish for my final meal of day 1. I got a cheeseburger, a little fry, and not a large fry this time, and a grape Sprite.
It's unreal. It's so good.
That meal smacked so hard after my race.
The sodium is hitting so hard right now. My body is craving sodium.
And Bill completed his 24-hour challenge and was feeling much more optimistic about it. Hey guys, it's me here from the future. Just a spoiler alert. Bill's stomach was cooked for the rest of the week.
I think In-N-Out is the best burger in the game. I do. He's the best burger in the game. But this is up there.
Bill and I enjoyed a beverage on the rooftop pool while I looked at my credit card statement and questioned what the heck was I getting myself into the rest of the week. After day 1, I've spent $65.15 on 3 meals at Five Guys. What is wrong with me? And I also burnt 4,759 calories today. At the end of the video, I'll show you guys my estimated calories I've consumed this week. I'm too lazy to put it in the video right now, but we'll just estimate if I've gained or lost weight since I didn't measure myself before. If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess I gained weight for sure.
I'm making you some toast. Is that home? Do you want peanut butter?
We're gonna make you a knuckle sandwich.
I woke up on day 2 at around 7 a.m. and got a coffee with Bill on the beach. And since Five Guys doesn't open until 11, there was some time to kill, so it's finally time to learn how to surf. Bill has surfed many times before and wanted to give me some really important advice before I headed out.
The #1 biggest key top tip for your success is, yeah. You got that?
I think so.
We went to a surf shop right across the Airbnb, rented some boards, and I successfully surfed for the first time in my life, right? No, actually, I sucked. I have 0 balance and 0 patience, which is a terrible combination for wanting to learn how to surf, so maybe I should work on those attributes. But I did finally catch one wave, and I almost stood up, which, heck, was good enough for me to want to go back later tonight and try it again. But I ended up surfing way too long, which was a huge issue because today I wanted to be the first customer at Five Guys. I know that's not really a huge deal, but for me, it is because I make things that aren't a big deal. And after sitting in more Honolulu traffic and probably complaining about it a lot, we got to Five Guys past 11, and unfortunately...
Oh, this guy's gonna be #1.
No!
Stop. Tackle him.
No!
No!
No! No! I was not the first customer today, which again, not a big deal, just trying to make the plot thicken. So we'll just come back tomorrow and see if we can do it. On the bright side, TJ, one of the workers there, had seen my YouTube videos before, which really blew my mind because I'm from Ohio and he lives in Hawaii and he's seen my YouTube videos. That is crazy, you guys. For my fourth meal, I got a cheeseburger, a little fry, and a regular cherry vanilla Coke. And being the 8th customer is a joke to me. I started to eat my meal, and at this moment, I thought Bill was taking a photo and not a video. So yeah, I look dumber than I usually do now. Even after 4 meals here and having to think about taking out a student loan just to do it anymore, I still really enjoyed this meal because I'm a silly dude eating silly food. After yesterday's bathroom trauma, Bill was desperately trying not to eat here anymore this week, and he walked to go get some groceries, and while he did that, I decided I would go back to Five Guys and order a grilled cheese to go. I think my strategy for the rest of the week is to eat at Five Guys in the morning, get a meal to go, and then come back to Five Guys at night. So I'm only coming here twice, but I'm still getting 3 meals. And the reason for that is we're in Hawaii. I want to enjoy my time here as much as possible. I hate traffic, and I'm also lazy. I then picked up Bill because I'm his Uber this week, and after jumping in the rooftop pool back at our place, one of my subscribers, Austin, invited us over to watch Thursday night football at his aunt's pool. Time zones are honestly really funny to me because this was Thursday night football back in the Eastern time zone, but in Hawaiian time, it was 2:15 p.m. And Austin let me warm up my grilled cheese on the stove, and honestly, Five Guys makes a pretty damn good grilled cheese.
This is actually banging.
Is it worth $8.53 though? No. After a long day of eating and doing kind of nothing, I was tired and got a Red Bull.
It still counts, okay? I make the rules. Still good, all right? Just leave me alone.
Before heading back out before sunset and my last Five Guys meal today for one more surf sesh. And shocker to no one, I still sucked and couldn't get on the board. But then, out of some miracle, I rode a wave, perfectly caught it, and balanced myself enough to stand up and surf for the first time ever.
I stood up! I stood up!
It was like the Five Guys I had consumed at this point was lifting me up and giving me the energy to do something I thought wasn't ever possible. Or a blind squirrel found a nut. Either way, I was super encouraged to try to learn how to consistently surf the rest of the week. And as we got ready for my final Five Guys meal of day 2, there was one small detail we had forgotten about. We had forgotten to put sunscreen on, and our faces were more red than a baboon's behind. I don't know why I just said that.
Dude, we're cooked right now.
Surfing is actually sneakily tiring as well, so it was time to replenish with the best food on the planet, or just the most expensive food. One of my subscribers, Garrett, met us out for dinner. Garrett actually worked at this exact location 5 years ago and spilled all the beans about it.
It wasn't even for like a month, though. It was like when it first opened.
Just kidding, that's all he said about it. For meal 6, I got a bacon cheeseburger all the way, meaning you get all these ingredients on it, a little fry, a chocolate shake since I wanted to try one of those out, and I went back to my staple of a regular peach Coke. And it was all purchased for the conveniently low price of $33.26. We are being robbed. Garrett is an absolute legend, one of the funnier people I've met, and he had this to say about what Five Guys means to Hawaii.
Wait, what did you just say?
What? When I think of Hawaii?
Yeah.
Oh, when I think of Hawaii, I think of Five Guys, dog.
Shao FAFSA, get back to me. Need that student loan money.
Please, FAFSA.
Yeah, please.
Please
Get to us. All right, dude.
Nice meeting you, man.
You too, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And we went back and capped off an incredible day 2, but not before I said something very familiar to this channel.
I have to shit my brains out right now.
After 2 days, I spent $130.34 on 6 meals at Five Guys, which brings my total up to 30 guys consumed, which is an average of $4.30 per guy. I went a little off script there, I apologize. And my total calories burned in 2 days is 8,533.
Morning.
Hello?
Yeah, if you couldn't tell by my incredibly delayed reaction here, I was exhausted. But there was no time to be brain dead. I had to do things because I'm in Hawaii. And if I was in Ohio at this point, I would have seasonal depression. Bill decided to take a time lapse to flex a little bit with his camera equipment.
Bill's filming a time lapse currently. And I wanted to say something, but he's filming a time lapse, so you can't hear me right now. I'm hungry as
while we struggled to speak sentences and got coffee to help us with that. But we did see a rainbow on the beach, which Hawaii is very famous for. I was hallucinating from the smell of urine on the beach.
Dude, that man is dehydrated. That is 100% urine.
So it was time to head to Five Guys. Oh wait, we played pickleball first. I beat Bill again, by the way. Get absolutely fucking wrecked, Bill.
Oh no.
And since I had beaten Bill very quickly and promptly, we had gotten to Five Guys 15 minutes before they opened. I was officially the first customer of the day. Awesome. Another unnecessary accomplishment. For meal 7, I got a cheeseburger, a regular fry, and a regular Coke, and it was $28.97. Did they just make up the prices here? I'm so confused. But as always, it felt really nice having Five Guys in my guts. What the fuck? Sorry, that one was too far. The two of us wanted to go on a really cool hike after my first meal that would lead to a waterfall, so I decided what better place to eat something from Five Guys. So I decided for my second meal I would get a bacon cheese dog and a fry to go, because how cool would it be to eat a glizzy in front of a waterfall? That's like one of my top 3 goals in life. On the way there, we noticed how different the climate is depending on where you are on the island. We had a pretty beautiful hike to Manoa Falls, but we had to hurry because the rain was coming and my greasy Five Guys bag was about to leak. So after a 30-minute hike, we finally got to the waterfall, and it was smaller than we expected. Huh, I've heard that one before. But I was also told it's apparently rare that the water is flowing at Manoa Falls, so I think we got lucky for once. And I got to take down my second Five Guys meal of the day, a majestic glizzy in front of a waterfall. See, kids? Dreams do come true. We got a little unlucky though, and it started downpouring on the way back, so our luck kind of ran out quicker than I'm running out of money this week, because that bacon cheese dog and regular fry was $19.11. Also, ordering fries to go and having them 3 hours later was a terrible idea, so I better not do that again. Hey everybody, it's me here from the future again. Spoiler alert, I did do that again several times. Okay, back to the video.
All right, let's get out of here.
We then got ready to go surf again before my final meal of day 3, where I was hoping I would impress Bill with my surfing ability. Bill absolutely crushed it on surfing today, and well, I was absolutely not crushing it.
I'm really hard on myself, and here's a great example of that. When I was writing this script for this video, I distinctly remember feeling like I was terrible at surfing this day. But then I just watched the footage back, and I like catch this wave. Look at that. I mean, for the 3rd time I've ever surfed, that's pretty damn good. I should be less hard on myself. May that be a lesson to everybody. Okay, sorry, back to the video.
And remember how I said earlier that I am super competitive at everything? I got hangry. So yeah, it was time to eat more Five Guys. The only thing that made me feel better about being a mediocre surfer was meeting Mario and Tracy, who are also subscribed to the channel and are here in Hawaii on their honeymoon. So like, yeah, I suck at surfing, but this stuff is so damn cool. For my last meal of the day, I got a cheeseburger, a little Cajun fry, because I just found out you can get Cajun seasoning on your fries, and a regular peach Coke again. The peach Cokes were absolutely smacking, so I decided to stop experimenting and basically make that my regular drink for the week. At this point in the project, I still was surprised that I was enjoying every meal at Five Guys. I think it was because we were exercising and doing so many things that my body basically could eat anything and be happy. I have a feeling tomorrow might be a little different. That is foreshadowing, by the way. I am recording this after I filmed that project. My body was worn out from the first few days of the trip, so Bill and I did the responsible thing. Just kidding, we did the exact opposite of what we were supposed to do and walked to a nearby nightclub. There we met some locals that gave us some pretty good tips on hikes and places to go while we were in Hawaii, which was pretty great because honestly at this point, I need creative ways to get these burgers off my hips. After 3 days I spent, I can't believe I'm even saying this number out loud, $201.64 on 9 meals at Five Guys. Oh my! And have burnt 13,232 calories after burning a crap ton today. We started day 4 going down the street to check out the annual floral parade, and because I'm spending most of the week at a fast food chain, I also wanted to prioritize doing things I could only do while in Hawaii, so it was really nice to check this out. But after that, you're never gonna believe what we did. We went to Five Guys. I know. I got my usual cheeseburger, little fry, and regular peach Coke to start off the day, right? Or wrong. It'll probably start the day off wrong. And honestly, I didn't feel fantastic after this first meal, but I was like, well, maybe after it settles in, I'll feel better. I felt like going to play Bill in pickleball and kicking his ass again would help, but by golly, it didn't help. I still felt like shit
Oh no!
So I decided to take a nap for a couple hours and see if that would help me feel better. And napping was really tough because I had to eat delicious burgers in one of the most beautiful parts of the world. I couldn't just vacation like anybody else. I had to work. So I tried eating a cheeseburger and Little Fry. I got to go from Five Guys for my 11th meal, and that didn't make me feel better.
I mean, it's kind of gross, but I'm also really hungry right now, so it's working.
It did sit in the car for 2 hours while we played pickleball.
Fine.
In fact, it made me feel even worse. And that's when I started to realize, oh, wait, I think it's the Five Guys that's making me feel like shit, isn't it? On a side note, Bill also vacuumed the place because I had made an absurdly big mess per usual. I learned from a couple of my financially irresponsible friends that a great way to make yourself feel better is a thing called stress shopping. I wasn't really stressed though. I was just bored and trying to kill some time. We checked out a Crocs store nearby that I wanted to look through because I've always wanted to spend money on shoes I didn't need. And wouldn't you know it, at that moment, I laid my eyes upon some shoes I was destined to buy. Stitch Crocs. Now, if you remember from my eating only at Buc-ee's for a week video, I had purchased 3 USA Stitch t-shirts there because I have lost complete control of my life. So Stitch is very important to me, and we also have a rule on this channel. If I see something that is Stitch branded, I am buying it no matter what. So I walked out that store officially with Stitch Crocs and with maybe the best purchase of my life. So did that finally make me feel better? I mean, yeah, for like 10 seconds, but I have a lot of Five Guys in me right now. My stomach's pretty fucked up. And then Bill got a stomach ache after eating at a nearby food truck, and that was when I determined we are the softest 2 people on the island by far. So maybe successfully surfing will help us feel a little tougher. Unfortunately for me though, I caught about as many waves as this seal who was sleeping on the beach did. 0. Huge cop-out for me, absolutely sucking at surfing, but I'm gonna blame it on the fact that I've probably gained weight this week, which again, we're gonna find out later at the end of the video, but I'm also in the future, so I probably gained weight. And here are some people that were currently catching more waves than me as well, and if you could see, they're not on a surfboard currently. Now, on our way to our last meal from Five Guys for the day, Bill wanted to have something normal for his stomach, which, you know, that made sense, but when he said he wanted to have Panda Express, I was like, wait, you just said something normal. What?
Hey guys, so for my last meal of day 4 at Five Guys, Bill shot the entire thing on his Fuji camera. It was an absolute vibe. So I edited this next part as if it was like an 80s music video. So I hope you enjoy.
Oh, and by the way, my meal was, you know, not too bad. It was $38.27. So Bill and I decided to quit while we were ahead and take it easy for the night. Just kidding. We went back to the same nightclub again, not having a great track record of making good decisions on this channel, apparently. When we got back to the Airbnb, I was a little hungry, but fortunately, I had gotten a bag of peanuts from Five Guys earlier, so that was a great idea by me, but honestly, I can't take credit for it because Bill makes all the smart decisions here and he told me to get it. After 4 days, I spent $282.38 on 12 Five Guys meals. I just keep doing it. I just keep doing the things for some reason. But I've also burnt 17,224 calories, which is approximately 4,306 calories per day. Again, no context for how many calories I've consumed at this point, but at the end of the video, you'll find out. I woke up on day 5 really nervous, and it wasn't because I wasn't sure if Hawaii's plumbing and infrastructure would be able to handle my bowels this morning. It was because my Cleveland Browns were playing, and my Cleveland Browns are awful right now. So I walked to Mass a few minutes from my Airbnb and did a little praying that I wouldn't be a mental and physical wreck today, but unfortunately for me, after church, I didn't have a great start to that. The Browns game was starting at 10:20 a.m. Hawaiian time, and because I wouldn't have time to go to Five Guys while watching the Browns game at a Browns backers bar nearby, I decided to get 2 hot dogs the night before for my first meal, which was a great idea. The only problem was it had not dawned on me that I should put those hot dogs in the refrigerator overnight, and as a result, they sat in my hot car, and now my car probably smells like shit. So I walked to a Browns backers bar nearby on an empty stomach with the combination of anxiety as well, which is also a terrible combination. Here we go, Brownies! Here we go! But then that's when I figured out a genius plan for the day. We have delivery services in 2024, and that means you can pay even more money to get your food. So I looked to see if the Five Guys 30 minutes away was on Uber Eats, and it was. So I was saved because my first 2 meals of the day were being sent to the bar I was at for the conveniently low price of $62.48. My accountant started watching these videos, and he's probably not going to be happy when he sees this one. Unfortunately, though, the bar wouldn't let me bring in outside food to watch the game, which is totally fine because I didn't want to watch the game, and the Browns were absolutely sucking. So I ate my first meal of the day outside of the bar on the grass in about 3 minutes. No, I am not joking. I ate it that fast. Before going back to the bar and watching the Browns lose in heartbreaking fashion again. Oh my goodness, who could have seen this coming? Anyways, I picked up the rest of my Five Guys food I had left outside of the restaurant and started my walk of shame back to the Airbnb, which wasn't the worst thing because there are worse places to be depressed than Hawaii, but also because our friend Matt flew in from Los Angeles to stay with us in Hawaii for the remainder of the trip.
Rough after the Browns. Sucks. Yeah, we stink.
Matt's job is to make sure I stay alive for the rest of the video. He is also responsible like Bill, so that should work out for me.
They wouldn't let me bring in outside food, so I had to eat my meal outside of the bar, and then I just left the bag outside, like on the sidewalk. Yeah. It was only $58.
It was only 58. Well, what about the one that's fermenting in the car right now?
Oh my God, I left one in the car. We might be dead. I should probably
be able to go in the car.
I'm gonna go get it right now. I'm gonna bring a Febreze bottle down.
And that was a good reminder to get my meal from last night. I left in the car overnight, and yeah, it absolutely smells like dick in this car, so that's an unfortunate situation. I thought surfing would make me feel better after that Browns loss.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I couldn't stand up.
You wrote it though.
Yeah, I saw it.
But it didn't because I was absolutely garbage per usual. But Bill was really good, and Matt's never surfed before, and he did really well, so I was happy for them, but also I was really jealous. I was actually not happy for them. However, some good news, we had previously booked a helicopter tour over the island for the 3 of us to check out. And that's when I thought, well, I already accomplished one of my goals of eating a hot dog in front of a waterfall. What about a hot dog in a helicopter over an island? That's like my second of 3 big goals in life. So I was super pumped to bring my food to the airport, but they told us I couldn't bring in any outside food, which seems to be the theme of today's episode. We did, however, have an amazing time on the helicopter tour. Scott, our pilot, was a great tour guide, and although the flight only lasted 18 minutes, that's still a long time for most men, so I was surely satisfied. I got back to the car and immediately ate my suspicious second Five Guys meal of the day.
Like 5-hour-old. I don't give a shit, dude.
The meal wasn't that good, but honestly, I only have myself and FAA regulation policies to blame for that. And then Matt wanted to try a fry for himself after I had said that, and yeah, not good.
Welcome.
No.
We decided to take a break from regular surfing because my nipples were absolutely chafing, so we just did some body surfing instead. And then Matt and Bill joined me at Five Guys for my final meal of the day for a authentic Hawaiian food experience. I was just kidding, please don't beat me up. I got a cheeseburger, a little Cajun fry, an Oreo cream milkshake, and a regular drink for the incredibly reasonable price of $33.15. Again, I can't even be mad. That's what the video is literally about.
Did you just lose
My pants.
Did you just lose 3 of the guys?
Yeah, I just lost 3 of them. I only got 2 left in here.
And actually tonight we were responsible, but mostly because Matt was like, no, we're not going out. After 5 days, I spent $388.01 and have burned 21,420 calories, an average of 4,284 calories burnt per day. And you're welcome for the information that you can't use at this point.
Hi, how are you? We're on a run. So I've been having a lot of Five Guys and I feel like a piece of shit.
So I went on a 4-mile run, and with only 2 days left in this challenge, I was feeling as good as this puppy Juno, which is really good because Juno is the best puppy ever. The locals we met at the nightclub on day 3 recommended we check out this hike that is one of the best on the island, and we trust them a lot more than ourselves. And even though it would put me back a couple hours from eating my first meal at Five Guys, I was totally okay with it. We are here to be at Hawaii. This is a huge front to be in Hawaii. But that's when we saw some really good food on the way. Food that I never thought I'd see here, but was really jealous I wouldn't be able to eat. Costco. I became instantly jealous at Matt and Bill for being able to eat whatever they want, even though I do make the rules around here and could stop at any time. And what's crazy to me is, even in Hawaii, the Costco hot dog meal is $1.50. And Five Guys is charging me $9 for one hot dog that is a lot smaller. So what the am I doing? But not having a hot dog made me hangrier and made me impatient with the hike, and I was like, this is the longest hike ever. It really wasn't that long. Again, just a wrinkle to try to make the plot thicken a little bit. And after hiking for about a half hour, that's when we got to the top, and I might have saw the greatest view I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes, this view is even better than a tray full of hot dogs. I couldn't think of anything else better than this view.
It is literally the cliff.
Dude, I'm about to have a panic attack. There's only one thing that can top this, boys.
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
And speaking of which, it was time to go to Five Guys for the first time today. Well, we didn't go to Five Guys, actually. We went to a place called Sandy Beach. And yes, that's literally the name of the beach. Sandy Beach. What an awesome name. It gets to the point. The waves here were much bigger than the waves we were used to at Waikiki Beach.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I swear the waves were much bigger than they look here. We got absolutely destroyed. It was a lot of fun, and we didn't have any injuries, so we were like, maybe we should go out on top. And man, we worked up a great appetite. So that's when we went to Five Guys, right? No, Bill and Matt wanted to get authentic Hawaiian poke bowls at a place they were recommended.
Dude, the kamikaze is crazy.
So good.
This is the Hawaiian.
You guys.
But finally, after the plot thickened 3 times in a row, I was finally able to eat my first Five Guys meal of the day at 3 p.m. For meal 16, I got my usual cheeseburger, little fry, and peach Coke. And needless to say, this Five Guys actually hit the spot.
Yeah. Siri started timing it. He's housing these burgers.
It's amazing what food does to, it's amazing how much better you feel after eating a meal. I also got a grilled cheese and a cheese dog to go for my second meal later today, and Matt couldn't believe how much the cheese dog was.
$9.89. Yeah.
You're heavily subsidizing the peanuts.
Also, this is me being an influencer in the wild. Check out how dumb I look. I didn't realize how dumb I looked. And because I ate my first meal so late, it kind of threw off my schedule the rest of the day. So I'd have to eat within a very short window. But before that, we went down to get some surfboards because the sun sets around 6:15 here. And to my surprise, I actually did pretty good on the surfboard today.
We'll take that one.
Now, I'm not Kelly Slater or a good surfer whatsoever, but I do think I have incrementally gotten better since I started at the beginning of the week. And that's kind of a good life lesson to go forward with. And I'm not trying to be like let's get a huge life lesson out of this video for you guys, but it is important to recognize that maybe we're not taking huge steps when we're accomplishing goals, but even the little steps should be recognized and they should be celebrated.
Come on, baby.
Okay, that seemed like a life lesson, my bad. And then it was about 7 o'clock and I completely f***ed up. Sorry, I didn't know how else to transition out of that wholesome moment. I forgot to eat my hot dog and grilled cheese I got earlier.
Which is insane because it's 7:05. This is lunch.
And since I had to microwave it to eat it, I decided, I'd only have a few bites and not much more. Wait, why did I just eat the whole thing?
Oh.
Matt and I then had a strawberry daiquiri at an authentic bar in Hawaii. And by authentic bar in Hawaii, I mean it was a chain. It wasn't authentic to Hawaii at all. Before heading to Five Guys for my last meal of the day, where I got a cheeseburger, a little fry, scissor, a regular grape Sprite, and a bacon milkshake. For some reason, the bacon milkshake is their most popular. I'm not sure why, but I would like to try it. But the manager at the Five Guys heard I wanted a bacon milkshake and recommended that I added salted caramel to it. So I actually got a bacon salted caramel milkshake. And boy, was he right, because that was one of the best milkshakes I've ever had.
It's good. Yeah, it's just really good. I've used the bathroom so many times here that I've just memorized the code to get in.
And after all of that, we decided, okay, Matt and Bill decided, but I agreed because majority rules. We decided to get some sleep after a long day because I only had 3 more meals until this completely unnecessary challenge was finally over, 5,000 miles away from home. After 6 days, I've spent $459.97 on 18 meals at Five Guys. That's a high number. Yeah, that's a pretty high number. And I've burnt 26,303 calories, a daily average of 4,383 calories burnt. And if I think I'm doing the math correctly, that means I've had 18 times 3, 54 guys in me. I woke up on the last day of the challenge seeing I had crabs, or excuse me, I had seen crabs, like I saw them on the beach. And after having Five Guys for 18 meals, I was pretty done with it. So my strategy for today was to not have too much free time in between my meals so that I could have a fun and relaxing evening in Hawaii after the challenge was over. On my way to my first meal of day 7, Matt and Bill tormented me while eating smoked marlin they had purchased. But I'm in Hawaii, baby, and the only thing that can weigh me down at this point is the Five Guys I've consumed. And we weren't just going to any Five Guys today. It was the one Five Guys location in Hawaii we haven't been to yet. Thanks for holding the door for me, Matt. Such a gentleman. And after having a cheeseburger, little fry, and regular strawberry Dr. Pepper, I can now say I've eaten at every Five Guys in Hawaii. And yes, that basically just means I've eaten at 3 Five Guys, but that doesn't sound as cool.
We don't know where the potatoes are from today.
For the end of every one of my weekly eating challenges, I typically commemorate it by wearing a funeral suit and deleting my last meal off the face of the earth. The only issue was I forgot my funeral suit at home. And home is very far away from Hawaii. But because I spent an absurd amount of money on Five Guys this week, we went to Goodwill to check out something much cheaper. And I ended up picking up a suit that made me look like I was casted to be a mafia member for a Disney Channel sitcom. But for now, I quickly had my second to last meal in the car, which was a glizzy, but not just any glizzy. A $9 glizzy that sat in the car for an hour.
It's not food, guys.
Did it hit the spot? No, but at this point, there was only one thing left to do, and that was to dress up for the expensive burger funeral. I ordered my last Five Guys meal on Uber Eats, and I could lie to you guys and say that the reason why I did that was I thought it'd be very poetic to watch a Hawaiian sunset while eating my last meal, but in reality, I was just lazy. I got a bacon cheeseburger, a bacon milkshake, and little Cajun fries. And at the time, I may have looked like I would say something like, yeah, see, you don't want to mess with me, see? But I really did enjoy my last Five Guys meal while watching the sunset. And I would have no regrets for this week, even though I just complained about it the entire video. I got to come to one of the coolest places on earth, meet a bunch of amazing people, and eat food for a living. There ain't a better life out there, my friends. Except when I looked at the receipt and saw it was $53 for this meal. And as I contemplate my future financial decisions in life, here are the results that nobody asked for. Let's start with whether or not I gained or lost weight. In 7 days, I burnt 30,038 calories. And after looking up what I ate, my average calories consumed per meal was 1,750. So if you multiply that by 21 meals, I believe it's 36,750 calories I've consumed this week. So in other words, I've consumed 6,712 more calories than I've burnt. And since it takes about 3,500 calories to burn a pound, and while adding the other drinks I've had this week that weren't at Five Guys, I probably gained 2 to 3 pounds. Yeah, that was a shock to nobody. I basically said the entire time that I was going to gain weight. But finally, in 21 meals purchased at Five Guys, I spent a total of $544.88, an average of $25.95 per meal, which made it on average $5.95 more expensive than the average meal at Five Guys in 2024, making this by far the world's most expensive Five Guys in the world. I already said the world twice.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. This American pie with the high Q. Oh my, I do. Just fly right through. We'll get high as a kite in the afternoon.
Just remember, man, when times get tough, fly to Hawaii and pretend they're not tough. That's what they say.